Michael, can I be honest with you for a second?
Of course, Olivia. What happened?
I think English is secretly trying to destroy my brain.
Oh no. What happened this time?
Yesterday, my friend said, don't tell him. And then later, she said, I already said that. And then someone else said, we talked all night. And I just sat there thinking, why are there four different words for speaking?
The classic English crisis.
No, seriously. Say, tell, talk, speak, they all sound exactly the same to me.
I know exactly why you feel that way. Why? Because grammar books explain them like robots, not like real humans.
Yes, exactly.
But native speakers don't think about grammar tables.
They don't?
No, they think about connection, situation, conversation style.
Wait, really?
Yes. Who are you talking to? Is the conversation formal, casual, serious, friendly?
Oh, so these words are about situations too.
Exactly.
Okay, that already feels less scary.
Good, because today you are not memorizing grammar.
Oh, thank goodness.
Today you are learning real English, the kind native speakers actually use in real life. And honestly, this lesson might completely change the way you speak English forever.
Okay, wow. Now I'm actually excited.
Good, because by the end of this episode, you'll finally understand say, tell, talk, and speak naturally.
Let's do this.
First, I want you to imagine something.
Okay.
You wake up late. Your phone battery is dead. You spill coffee on your shirt while running to work.
Oh no, terrible start already.
And then your manager looks at you like this. I
Now, let's move to the second word tell. Ah, yes, the dangerous one. Actually, tell is easier than people think. Really? Yes, tell is used when information goes to someone. Oh, so there's a receiver. Exactly. Okay, wait, let me test myself. Go ahead. She told me the truth. Perfect. Because the truth moved to me. Yes, exactly. Wait, this is actually becoming easy. That's because you're understanding the feeling behind the language. Wow. Let's imagine another situation. Okay, imagine your best friend calls you at midnight. Uh-oh, midnight calls are never good. Exactly. And she says, I need to tell you something. Oh, immediately dramatic, right? It feels personal and important. So tell feels direct, very direct. Interesting. Now, listen carefully. Tell me the truth. Tell me your name. Tell me what happened. Oh, yes, all of them go to someone. Exactly. So I can't say me your name. Nope, that sounds unnatural. Wow, I think I've said that before. Honestly, most English learners have. Okay, I suddenly feel less embarrassed. Good, because mistakes are part of fluency. That actually makes me feel better. Good. Now let's move to talk. My favorite one already. Really? Yeah. Talk feels friendly. Exactly. Wait, really? Yes. Talk usually feels casual and natural. Like friends talking at a cafe? Perfect example. Okay, I think I understand this one emotionally. Good, because native English is emotional. Hmm. Imagine two friends sitting on a rooftop at night. Okay, cinematic already. They're drinking coffee, talking about life, relationships, dreams. Aesthetic. Very aesthetic. So we say they talked for hours. Exactly. Not spoke for hours. Spoke sounds more formal there. Oh, talked feels warmer and more natural. That tiny difference is actually huge.
Native speakers feel those tiny emotional differences automatically. That's honestly fascinating.
This is why direct translation usually fails.
Because translators don't explain emotional energy?
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay, quick challenge.
I'm ready.
Which sounds more natural? I talked English with my friend? Or I spoke English with my friend?
Definitely. I spoke English with my friend.
Perfect.
Because languages use speak.
Exactly.
Okay, next one.
We talked about the movie. Or we said about the movie?
Definitely talked about.
Excellent.
Because it's a conversation.
Yes!
Wait, I think I'm finally thinking naturally.
That's the goal.
This feels so much better than memorizing grammar tables.
Because real English lives in situations.
Not textbooks.
Exactly.
Okay, can we do a realistic story now?
Absolutely.
Yes, that's my favorite part.
Imagine this.
Okay,
A girl walks into work late.
relatable already.
Her manager looks upset.
Bad sign.
He says, "We need to speak after lunch."
Oof, formal and scary.
Exactly.
Continue.
During lunch, she talks with her best friend about the situation.
Casual, emotional conversation.
Right.
Then what?
Her friend tells her not to panic.
Direct advice to her.
Excellent.
I'm getting good at this.
You really are.
Okay, continue.
Later, the manager says, "Your work has improved recently."
Wait, that's positive.
Exactly.
Plot twist.
And afterward, she calls her mom and says, "I was worried for nothing."
Wow, that whole story felt natural.
Because every word matched the emotional situation correctly.
This is honestly the best way to learn English.
Stories train your brain faster than rules.
Completely agree.
Okay, now we enter the mistake zone.
Okay, let's test your instincts one more time.
Bring it on.
Imagine your friend walks into the room and says, "I need to talk."
That feels emotional, personal, maybe serious,
Exactly.
but not as scary as I need to speak with you.
Yes! You can feel the emotional distance now.
Wow, a few words completely change the atmosphere.
That's why native English sounds natural. It's emotional rhythm.
Emotional rhythm? I like that.
Language is more than vocabulary. It's feeling.
Nobody ever explained English like this before.
Because most people teach rules, not communication.
True.
Okay, let's try another situation.
Let's go.
Imagine a student giving a presentation in class.
Oh, no. Public speaking.
The teacher says, "Please speak louder."
Ah, formal instruction.
Exactly.
You wouldn't say, talk louder.
Right. That sounds strange there.
So, speak often sounds professional or instructional.
Exactly.
Okay, wait. What about this sentence? Can we talk business?
Good one.
Why is it talk business and not speak business?
Because talk business means discussing business topics casually.
Ah, discussion energy.
Exactly.
English really depends on context.
More than most learners realize.
Honestly, English is just vibes.
Sometimes, yes.
Okay, another question.
Go ahead.
Why do movies always use we need to talk?
Because it sounds emotional and dramatic.
Which usually means somebody is about to cry.
Or break up.
See? That sentence is terrifying internationally.
Absolutely true.
But if someone says, we need to speak, it feels colder.
Exactly. More formal. More distant.
Wow. Tiny word changes completely change the emotional tone.
You're hearing the nuance.
You know, something interesting?
What?
Most people think fluency means speaking fast.
Yeah, I used to think that too.
But real fluency is understanding emotional meaning naturally.
Wow.
Because native speakers don't analyze grammar during conversations.
They just feel the correct word.
Exactly.
So someday these words will feel automatic to me too?
Absolutely.
That actually makes me excited to keep learning.
Good. Excitement helps memory.
Fear definitely doesn't.
Definitely not.
Fear just makes my brain leave the chat.
Honestly, relatable.
Okay, I have another question.
Go for it.
Sometimes people say, speak up.
Ah, yes. Speak up means talk louder or express yourself more clearly.
Oh,
For example, a teacher might say, please speak up.
because the person is too quiet.
Exactly. Okay, wait. What about arguments? Oh, good topic. Which word appears most during arguments? Usually talk. Really? Yes. Listen, we need to talk. Can we talk? Let's talk about this. Ah, because arguments are emotional conversations. Exactly. Then where does speak appear? Speak often appears when emotions become colder or more formal. Like, do not speak to me like that. Oh, wow, that sounds intense. Exactly. It feels more distant emotionally. Yes, I can actually hear the difference now. That's listening growth. This is honestly one of the most helpful lessons ever. I'm really glad. Okay, another thing. Go ahead. Why does talking stage exist in dating English? Haha, yes, modern relationship English. Social media English is dangerous. Very dangerous. So, why talking stage? Because two people are casually getting emotionally connected. Ah, casual emotional communication. Exactly. If someone said speaking stage, that would sound robotic. Completely robotic. Like two business managers dating? Exactly. Wow, context changes everything. Always remember that. Context first, grammar second. Perfect mindset. Wait, I want another story example. Okay, give me drama. Imagine a woman sitting alone in a quiet cafe. Okay, her friend arrives late and sits down. Tension already. The friend says softly, "You said you were okay." Ah, repeating her exact words. Exactly. Continue. The woman looks down and says, "I know, but I didn't tell you the truth." Oh, because now she's talking about information she hid from someone. This is becoming automatic now. Good.
Continue the story. Her friend reaches across the table and says, "You can talk to me."
Oh.
Because talk feels emotionally safe and open.
Right.
Later that night, the woman speaks to her therapist.
Ah, more professional situation.
Exactly.
One story used all 4 words naturally.
That's how native English works.
Stories really make everything easier.
Human brains love stories.
My brain definitely loves drama.
Most brains do.
Okay. Can we talk about texting language?
Absolutely. People online say things like, "We're not talking anymore."
Right. That means communication stopped emotionally.
Ah, relationship distance.
Exactly.
But nobody says,
we're not speaking anymore.
Actually, people do say that.
Wait, really?
Yes, but it sounds colder and more serious.
Like a family conflict?
Perfect example.
Oh,
We're not talking sounds sad. We're not speaking sounds emotionally frozen.
wow.
You're hearing emotional nuance beautifully now.
English is secretly poetry.
Sometimes it really is.
Honestly, this lesson changed how I hear conversations.
That's the best outcome possible.
Okay, another challenge.
You really like challenges now.
Because I'm finally winning them.
Fair enough.
Let's do it.
Which sounds more natural? She talked me a secret? Or she told me a secret?
She told me a secret.
Correct.
Because information goes to me.
Exactly. We sat together and spoke about life. Or we sat together and talked about life.
Talked sounds warmer and more emotional.
Perfect. Yes. The CEO talked at the conference? Or the CEO spoke at the conference?
Spoke at the conference.
Exactly.
Because conferences feel formal.
Correct.
Okay, I genuinely understand this now.
I can tell.
Is this how children learn language naturally too?
Yes, through situations and emotional repetition.
Not through grammar charts.
Definitely not through grammar charts.
Imagine babies studying verb tables. That would be terrifying. So, adults should learn more naturally too?
Exactly.
Then why do schools focus so much on grammar?
Because grammar is easier to test.
Ah, but not always easier to use.
Precisely.
That explains why some people know grammar perfectly but still sound unnatural.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Remember this. Fluency is communication, not perfection.
That sentence heals my soul a little.
Good.
Okay, what about shy people?
What about them?
Some learners understand English, but they're scared to speak.
That's extremely common.
Honestly, I felt that too.
Most learners have.
So, how do they improve confidence?
By practicing small conversations consistently.
Small daily progress again.
Exactly.
That motivates me. That idea actually feels manageable.
Good. Language learning should feel possible, not overwhelming.
I think people quit because they expect instant fluency.
Absolutely true.
So, what's the realistic goal?
Understand a little more every day.
That sounds much healthier mentally.
It is.
You know what I noticed?
What?
Native speakers repeat phrases constantly.
Yes.
Like, can we talk? I told you. She said that. He spoke about it.
Exactly. Real English uses repeated patterns.
So, fluency is partly pattern recognition? Brilliant observation. Wait, I'm becoming smart.
You always were.
Don't make me emotional on the podcast.
No promises.